Ladies and gentlemen, here to talk about purpose with her presentation entitled Reframing the Ask, the amazing Amanda Palmer.
When I started my rock and roll career, I never would have expected that I would be at conferences with business people. I actually find it very inspiring because I'm not preaching to the choir. It wasn't until I got into the music business years later that I realized how that experience had really shaped my sense of how you do business. And what I realized about street performing and the education that it gave me is that I was basically just giving all my content away for free. I mean, that's what a street performer does. You stand there, you play, you do your thing, and then you either have some container out there that people put money into continuously, or you get up once, you do some big juggling show, and then you ask. You do your big finale and you get to your last trick or your last, whatever really impressive thing, and you do that ask. When I sat down to write my book, I had already gotten the sense that since the TED Talk was so resonant, that this really needed to be a book for everybody. So I didn't aim the book at artists. I mean, I knew that a lot of them were gonna read it and that the book was gonna be picked up by a lot of artists and musicians, so I put some stuff in there about art. It's basically just rules of creativity. And it's not a huge leap to notice that every single job is a creative job, even IT. Everybody has problems with asking. Everybody struggles with it. Some people have problems asking for emotional things. Some people have problems asking for things in business. Basically, everyone in the universe seemed to plug into this one, cringy human issue of asking and shame. Business people have trouble asking for help the way most people do, which is, they don't want to be seen as underneath. Everyone in business is always trying to get up and ahead and look bigger, and sometimes you have to take a step back to go a few steps forward. And I mean, the people I know, the successful business people I know, are so good at this. They're so good at asking without shame and asking with sort of propriety and, not neediness, but almost like they're doing you a favor by asking you for this thing, like you're the chosen one. And this doesn't mean that you have to look at life like a totally hippy-dippy altruist. That's not the idea. The idea is more that you're a part of a bigger exchange floor, which is where the good stuff happens and where the synchronicity is and the magic. I think one of the important things to understand with asking is that reciprocity is big and fluid, and it's not some game of okay, I'll ask you for this, and then you'll get to ask me something, and I'll have one chip, and you'll have one chip. It's not a game that way. It doesn't take much to make people happy.
Thank you guys so much, and thank you, Tim, for having me.